Most men don't need the directions, so let's get rid of those. Welcome back to DIY Coach. Today we have a table saw. Now the model number is DWE78. Oh shoot. It is DWE7485. It's a mouthful. But if you have this model table saw with Dewalt, it's a little confusing to put together, so let me help you out. Check this out. So, what we have here is a safety. This is one of the first things you'll see because it's not connected to the saw itself. It's a safety gauge you put on top of the saw here. I'll show you how to do it, but I would suggest putting it on because there's a lot of accidents that happens with these saws. Now, most men don't need the directions, so let's get rid of those. Probably gonna regret that halfway through this, but this guy has a little lock and unlock switch on it, and you want to take that off. You want to put the unlock, and it pops right off. Set that off to the side. Now, you want to raise the saw up with this little turn dial right here. So one of the first steps that you're going to take is inside the blade mechanism down here. Come take a look at this. There's this little dial with arrows on it. You're going to take this sucker off. Kind of twist it the right direction. Won't come out completely, you just lift it out. So now that you got rid of that guy, you take this. It has the same assembly, you can see. Now you take this and you slide it in the exact same way that that one came out. And you twist this back on. Now that you've got that sucker twisted on, now they suggest that you use these two tools right here. These two tools right here. The cool thing about this is everything links to the machine, so you don't have any loose parts. So you take these two tools off right here, and this helps you change the blade and tighten the blade. Now they want you to check the tightness of the blade, and you get these suckers on here just like this. It might be easier to do this beforehand, but all you gotta do is check the tightness of the blade. Make sure she's tight, and it is. We're good. Be sure to put them back on afterwards so you don't lose them like I most likely will. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how do you set the width of the cut? Well, they kindly have this latch to the side there. These two little latches. Take them off. You got your pusher right there to help you push the wood through so your fingers ain't too close to it. You set this guy up right here. I apologize, it goes on this side. Now what that does is it keeps your width the exact same all the way through. And how you lock that down is on this side of the machine. There's a latch that you just push down on, and that locks it in place to where you can't move it. But if you take it up, you can move it by your hand, or you can move it with this. Either one you want. Now when you're doing a longer cut and it's out here, you can flip that guy side. Usually you can do longer cuts, like if it goes out here. Then you set it up. Oh, reversible. Flip it up on either side, so that if you have a really wide cut that you have to do, you latch it on and you flip this little guy down. And you can do longer cuts. If you're cutting plywood or a really wide piece of wood, that's how you do it. I'm not going to be doing that wide cuts, so I'm going to go ahead and leave her on this side. It's a pretty basic machine. it's just, I mean, it's confusing to set up. So you got your angle of your blade right here. You can change your angles and all that fun stuff. I'm gonna keep mine at 0 because that's what I need it for. And then, after it's all said and done, you got your blade tightened down. This guy has an opening at the end of it. Slide her on in. Lock it into place. And we're ready to cut. You can hook the vacuum up to it and all that fun stuff, but I like a mess. I forgot a part. This guy is a really cool piece. Let's see if I can get it out of here. This is for cutting angles, 45s, all that stuff that you need to do with a miter saw, you can do with a table saw. You slide it into this side, or the opposite side, it has the same groove, and you can tell here it gives you your gauges. It gives you 90 degree, 45 degree, and all that in between. So if I want to cut a 45 degree cut, and you don't have a miter saw, this table saw will do the job. Because then you can push it through, slides freely, and you can get your 45 degree cuts right there. You can do it the opposite way too. Whatever direction you have to cut. Pretty damn handy. Also, there's 2 ports for vacuums, bags, whatever you want to put on here. One right here that'll catch the sawdust on top of the machine, and then there's one down here, a big all port that you could hook a bag or a vacuum, whatever you want to, so all the sawdust is caught and your wife doesn't get mad at you for leaving a mess everywhere like mine does. We'll toss a link in the description to our next video on how to actually use this cutting wood, and we'll also have a link in the description if you wanted to buy this machine. This one's one of the more basic ones. I like it personally for home use. If I was gonna go on a job site, I'd probably get one that's a little bit more beefy, but we're gonna be doing little DIY projects at home. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.